Hello, Damon Hunt with Hunt the Forex Market Preview. Okay, so last night worked as planned, and luckily one of the guys watching my thing took the trade. I did take the trade. I'll show you what it looks like. And I took it. It was so tough for me to take. It took 3 entries, and then finally I had to do it off my cell phone, and then I got out of it on my cell phone because my computer wasn't working. So I'll show you what it looks like when the universe blows up. Zero trade. Yay. So that sucked, considering it was beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. 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 I did have a second entry that I was kind of flustered about what was happening with my computer. It was weird. I was online per the thing, and every time I tried to make an order, it said I was offline, and it would take like a minute for it to come back and say, "Hey, you're offline." But then I do it on my phone. I do the entry on my phone, and I can see it come on my screen. Like, so I am logged in. So anyway, I don't know what the hell happened, but it was really bad timing. But there was actually another entry right here, and there we are. I wasn't there for it or whatever. I was flustered still or something. Anyway, I got it at 20. What was I got? 27.20. And my friend there, who actually did the analysis himself using the same-ish tools. He had one extra little helper. Actually, I should zoom in there and show you how he got this, because this is pretty cool. He's definitely using the tools I use, which is really neat. Okay, hold on. Alright, so we had this beautiful top up here that didn't quite hit my entry, so I was considering taking it on a 61.8 retracement, if you remember yesterday's. And that was the 61.8 right there. Now, after the video and making sense of this, you can see that if this is an A, this little tiny flat one, B, and then C with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Well, let's go and use this and see where this tells us. Using classic formation, this would be A, B, C equals D, right? And D is ding, on the button, and that's where he caught it. What a beautiful trade. Now, the craziest thing about this is not only that was that spot on, but this 2/1 in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 system, actually let me get rid of this so you can see what the fuck I'm talking about here. Actually I'll get rid of both of these. Now check out this projection, 2/1. Oh, it's so beautiful. 1 pip away. So anyway, that was the entry of all entries. And I was saying also in the video that if you couldn't catch this, try and catch the breathe. If you didn't want to get in front of the knife, because it can be scary, especially if you're not knowing your tools here. Catch the breathe. Now, it never did breathe. It did kind of a breathe if you took this line. You can see this here. But the better one to take here would be, if I zoom out, actually I should put the trend line we were using there too. This is the trend line I was using that I liked, that we were underneath, if you remember. So we were underneath this trend line boobling along, like quite a breathe. So I loved when it hit the 61.8 up here. It's just beautiful. Everything was just beautiful about this trade. Now, if you had, you can see that there was no breathe here, but if you had still been looking for a sell in there, if you had known that your count was correct, and like I did, had some confidence, you could have taken that, no problem. And that still would have netted you most of the move. I mean, that's only 15 pips down from the top, so you're still catching the heart of this move. Now, I did have another trade that I said yesterday. I don't know if I still have it on here. Anyway, it was right here, I think, if I remember rightly. No, I think it was even. Oh yeah, it was right. It was at the. It was right here, and you can see it did a beautiful smash through, breathe, and that was again actually another way to take that down, which I didn't stay up for. But I think in the H1, yeah, you can see that it's a breathe on that, on one of the variations of this trend line. But there's a much better way of getting that. Actually, I can't even see where this trend line's coming from. Hold on. There was a trend line I was using. Yes, it was a tops trend line, and the variation. Oh, I don't even have it on here. But anyway, this was it. I had it in one of my other charts. No, that doesn't line up either. Anyway, if you'd ignored all chart lines, it was a break breathe. Just a simple. That is a classic and simple support 4 to support 5 trade. That's all it is. You don't need anything else to take that trade. So so we had a 1, 2, 3 trades down, and the trade up. Remember, the trade up, if you recall the video I said yesterday, is that it may attempt to come down and do some kind of a break breathe or something like that down here, and that's when you have the trade. If it comes up and hits our frickin' target where we want to sell, well, because we're looking at this in the longer term time frame, you of course wouldn't want to sell here. But anyway, that's a great way of catching this move on the knife, on the breathe, and then it sets up another trade much later on. This is about an hour after the open. So all this was all before the Euro Open. And a great trade here too, and it went through the my big targets. I had ultimate targets here for this in a small move, like in a 15-minute time frame. Now let's zoom back in. Oops. I had an ultimate guy just using this system, and that was right here. And you can see we've done that kind of a end of day massage, I like to call it. It's like a huge stop grabber or something, the way it does that. The way it sits on a fib and then sits below a fib, breathes properly, does everything properly, and then breaks above it. No sparks, just slow. Breathes on it, and you're up. It's such a strange phenomenon. I haven't figured it out yet. But it's just something I've been watching, keeping an eye on. As for systems and counts, I don't want to get into it on the smaller time frame. On the larger one, what I'm looking for is this to be an ABC complete. So this should be down now. I have an old trend line here that I'm using. This is garbage, sorry, it's a directional line. I have an old trend line here that I was using to see if we could catch. Now, it looks like we're breaking up over this flat trend line that I was using. I really liked it. It helped on this move, and it looks like we're trying to get above it, and if we do, we may wing a little bit between these points. So let's get into the trade today, because I don't think there's much else. Yeah, you can see if you drop this here that we have broken there, and we're just trying to tickle the, we didn't quite close below the 3x3 in the daily, so we're not down yet, but and MACD hasn't crossed or anything like that. So it could, and it very much looks like this other retracement. So if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 system, we still have ways to go up, and we should be looking for an up trade. If we're done in ABC, then we're still looking to trade down. So I'm going to put 2 trades in the market tonight, hopefully, and hopefully we can trap the market if both happen or whatever. But this is ultimately what I'm looking for. If we break down here, we're down, and we're going to make some lower lows. You can see the system that we're playing with here. Got, a rough trend line action. Now let's look at some ultimate up trades here. If we are going to catch a trade at the bottom here tonight, and I just want to see what level that is. That's about 25.50, 25.55. Just want to see if that lines up in the intraday here. No. And 25. Oh, we already hit 25.55. What does it look like? Huh. $25. 25. Oh, sorry. It's actually 25.36 when I zoom in. 25.30 even around. And then we got another one at 24.80. So, oh, look at that. We do have a trade there. Okay. So I like this to test up tonight. Just based on the bigger time frames, I'll look for some fibs, but we have an L3 there already, so we should look to trade this. Now if it hits this H3 pivot first, it likes to break, or it likes to thoroughly test the second level, right? So if you get an H3 touch first and you get a good rebound off it, it'll thoroughly test the L3. If it touches the L3 first, it'll thoroughly test the H3. So that's something to watch. Where's that fib coming from? I actually have a fib down at 25.22 and I don't even know what it's from. 2618. Is it this one? No. Oh, sweet. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there. And our trade up is fairly simple. We like the pivot and the H3, and if I get rid of all this other crap here, I can show you what the whole retracement system should look like. Holy moly. Okay. And this is a great example of where you have a lot of fibs and a lot of confluence, swing high and blah blah blah, all in this area. And if you take it north, if you got in front of the knife and it breaks through, you'll get a breathe on the level a lot of the times. I can't say every time. That's why you want a stop loss, and you get stopped out here and you look for your trade against this, right? Because you see how sharp this move is, and then a consolidation below. So you want to take this as a ceiling now, and that's your trade down. So it's a great, that's why I like to play with fibs, because they give you levels that you can play both ways. And that's why I do play them. Now, I'm just going to put this here because it's obvious tonight. But I want to show you, just, I have a little fib there that's cute. And it's basically the first fib of the day kind of thing. This is the new day, this line. But there's other reasons to take it there too. You can see that we have the first prior market fib is just above that at 26.38 instead of 26.31. So that's fine. And we have some other tops in there too that are close. So this is a really sweet area. Now check this out. Okay. 50% of this swing down is right here. This is 26.35. Now we go the full move here, and looky there, the 38.2 of the full move is there. So this level is enormous. A blind man sees this obviously. So watch for a tough entry. There might be some stop grabbers or some magic or whatever. But again, I'm going to throw a trend line here. If it hits this area and dicks around and fucks you over, but gets back below this H3, if it happens above the H3, like way over here, gets below this line, watch out. But if it comes back through and you get a breathe on the H3 and on the trend line, let me just draw it here. So say it does something horrible, right? Ooh, just dicks around in there. Even retrace, just does something evil, just giving you no entry. And then breaks back down, and you get consolidation and a breathe under the H3 and the trend line here. This is where you want to take this back down. Now, I have a caution on this trade. If it does break back down through here and it goes straight down to this target, do not take this trade here. So we're looking to trade this down and just make it a beautiful, simple trade, but I think it might happen before the Euro Open. If it does, you may be looking to catch just a straight, nice, simple. Oh, I'd love another simple one. Just show me simple trades. Make it easy for me. Break, breathe, and then you can take a move out of here. Or you may get where it comes down. There's 100 ways it could happen, so I'm not going to throw them all in there. And it's a simple take profit tonight. You can try to leave some on for the bigger move if you think you might understand this move. So far I don't really get it, so I think we could be going down, but I also, because it looks so much like a retracement here, right, because it looks like so much the same as that, we could very easily be going into another leg up. So it would be wise if you got to trade up at whatever the hell there. If you got to trade up at 2630 area, it would be wise to take some profits at 100 pips, mind you, for 2530. So it's a good trade. This is a great trade too. And again, this is if you're taking this one back up. I mean, you can watch the action off this level. If it goes something like that, well, that's great. But if it does something like this, I don't like that. So it's fast down and consolidating. Well, you're going to want to take some profits up in this level. And you should get some fibs into there. You could even use just the swing low. If it comes down into your trade here, which was right there. Actually, that's really tight if you use the swing low. Oh no, it gives you enough to put in a zero trade. So it's almost 40 pips. So that's good. If it does some really, really slow thing like this, right? Definitely be looking to take some profits out of that, or even exit the whole move if there's a break in this retracement, because we could be in a south thing. But if we are going back up, that could be the entry of all entries, and you should get something that returns faster than it comes down as. This should still be a bounce, of course, on the trend line, and then we should move through it and breathe on it, hopefully. This is, of course, textbook. And continue. And go uppy up. And then we'll be looking for, you know, you could take, if it makes a higher high here, you can take the swing low to the swing high. And H5 would be a good target. 2750 area. So, and again, that is major resistance. And we haven't really touched this in that, you know, Sunday. A lot of people don't trade Sunday, so we could go back up just to the same area. So it'd be a great place again to take profits. So if you get the exact kind of north action you're looking for out of this area, that's a great place to take targets. This is a great place to take first target, you know, some first profits just for shits and giggles. I was really hoping this would be a classic retracement, but I think we may be into some kind of extension or something. I didn't want to get into the counting because it makes my videos so insanely long, but as you can very obviously see that this is not the same retracement. This is its own thing happening. So I actually think in here we had an extension, and this is either ABC already done, or, you know, and we're going to go into our next system up, or we're at 1, 2, and then somehow it goes 3, 4, 5. You know, we have it in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of ish in there. So it may be done, and yeah. Anywho, now if this is done, the retracement ABC, you see how slow these things are to get off the ground on these retracement. There's another one actually back here. They're really kind of, is this Asian session 2? No, it's not. But anyway, they're kind of bumpy and humpy and shitty to get across the ground. But the way I enter this bumpy, crappy, shitty stuff is just back away from the charts. And if it starts bumbling around between H3 and L3 kind of thing, the safe way to take it, if you want to take this move up, is just draw. So let's say it goes like this. Just, you know, it doesn't quite do, you know, then goes up there. It just starts widening, right? Just being evil or whatever, or tough to control. It gets caught on that trend line a little bit, and then finally we start breaking up. Well, that's where you want to enter. If you want to enter it sharper, you can try to put a trend line down something like this. And well, this is in the same place with the way I did my model, but oh my god. So let me just put that across the tops again. So a sharper way to catch this, oh my god, this lower move here would be a break breathe here before it break breathes here. So anyway, it shouldn't be that quick. It should be like this, where it's, if it's the same system, it's just tough and slow to take off. I mean, these are wicked retracements. Huge. Awesome. And you can see that where it stopped last night, just so you guys, you know, see how these levels work. We had a 61.8 retracement here, And look where it stopped, a 61.8 retracement of this full move. So if this was an ABC, this was the grandest place to stop. And not only that, the way it was done with this projection, A over B, it did it in a stop grabber fashion, which is phenomenal. It's great. I love it. 25.90. Yeah, so this is, I'm just going to draw this line in here because this is the ultimate fib in here that we've just already breathed on. So I got to see how it reacts, right? Because this is supposed to be A. If this is an AB, well, regardless if it's ABC or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this should be the end of the road, this orange line along here. So this kind of stop grabber action down to the 61.8, it may mean we are going north. So anyway, let's look at the, just quickly, the 3x3s. That says nothing because we just closed on the 3x3, so we could get a reaction like this off it, right? That's the last time it touched. Last time it crossed is totally different, but the last time it touched, it bounces off these. When it doesn't close below, you get a bounce. So it hasn't closed below, but we kind of started the new day under, so, you know. Nothing really magical there. The 3x3. You guys know how to play the 3x3 in the lower time frame, so I don't need to get into that. Anyway, just quickly, that's where I'm looking to trade. That's where I'm looking to trade. I like that as a take profit ultimate. I like this as a take profit, depending how it moves, but I like that as a take profit. And if it's a down move, you should be taking profits. Oh, we're in an extension system. So, geez. Yeah. I don't know. Take them where you can, I guess. Because we are an extension system. So, another thing to consider is that we haven't, we've broken a huge system here and we haven't breathed on it. So, you can see that we may be going on up. I mean, look at the last swing low, big one, right? So it's huge, it's way up there. So we may be looking at 61.8 retracement, which is the H4 today. What does that breathe? That's 27.80. Yeah, that's a breathe. No, sorry, 26.80, right? Yeah, so that'd be a breathe if we come up here. So I'm going to put another one up in here too. If we don't get the reaction we're looking for out of the H3, let's throw one in at the 61.8 again here, which is a nice level to short, especially because it's nice and slow, so we should get a lower low eventually out of it, per the rules. Yeah, okay, other than that, I don't see that we're running into anything major. We didn't actually close below, of course, on the weekly, this thing. We've hit this huge frickin' trend line down here. That's why I really like any buys that we can get down here, because it'd be a really nice buy if we're still going up. And I got 25.23 as the line. So if we come below where we're trading today, I think, where is this? Yeah, if we come below the L3 today, we got some major down action happening. Or we could have some major down action happening in the larger time frame. So it's sweet. Sweet, sweet. And this is one thing that I am looking at. We could make lower lows as a breathe over this system. So our system may be down. I'd love to see a break of this and a breathe of this to be more confident of that happening. But that's what I was looking for with that top yesterday. Is a nice move down. It's like 500 pips, I think, or something. 650 down, because we got big targets that I won't go into. 21, I think 2160 was the highest one, and actually about 2050, 2040, I think, are the ones after that. This was one, wasn't it? Yeah, so that one's at 2142. So, you know, breathe over this line and a lower low before we go up. That'd be great. I would love it. Anyway, big pips last night. Too bad I had some technical difficulties. Let's try again tonight without the technical difficulties. Okay, so I'll come on and say about stuff if I do things tonight. Okay, bye.